Good afternoon from my location. Good evening. Good morning. Depends on your time and your location on this wonderful Saturday, the 15th of November. So please, as I welcome you on this wonderful broadcast of this afternoon, to continue our exposition on Britain, why they want Biafran people dead, why they want us to be wiped away, and why they give the Fulanese instruction to wipe Biafrans away. So, please, as I welcome you right now, endeavor to welcome one another so they may join us and preach this good news that we're about to, or they may listen to this exposition on how British want people of Biafra to be wiped away, starting from the time immemorial, before even from 19th centuries. They want to wipe us away because of our own gift from God, because of the gift that Chukwu Okadiama give us as a Biafran, as his own children. That is the only reason why you see, and because of that reason, that is why you are seeing all the killings that is going on today in all over contraction, in all over that thing they call Nigeria, that means killer of destiny. That thing they call one Nigeria, that are killing every indigenous person today. This is the reason why we are making this exposition, to let the world, that those that we have tagged their name on our with their flag, to know why we are dying and why British deceived them in 1967 to 1970 till today, that our president Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being kidnapped, being tortured, and all the inhuman treatments, and British remains silent. Does it mean that white men are very evil and very heartless because of he want to make profit, because of he wants money, because he think that Biafran people will not allow them to take what they want to take from our land? Is it the reason why they allow us to die? They want us to buy. They want us to... The fact, the British map us out to be eliminated. British map us out to be destroyed. British map us out to be wiped away. If British see a breeze that they will blow for the Biafran people, breathe it and went off, they will do that. Even those that are supporting, claiming they are one Nigeria. But once it comes that you are a Biafran, that you are an Igbo man, that you are from that area they call Southeast, where the Fulanese called you Inyamiri, once you are there, the intention of British is to wipe us away. Because of that intention, that is why they amalgamated Nigeria. Because of the profit British set eyes, because of the mineral resources set eyes before even 18th, 19th centuries, 20 centuries ago. That is what makes Britain to amalgamate Nigeria. Britain did not amalgamate Nigeria because of the people there needed to be one people. Rather, what happened? They forced people over there to live together. because of their own personal selfish interests that makes them to bring this genocide that has been continuously happening from 1967 to 1970 to 2025. That is what Britain brings to us. They bring genocide on the side of the Biafran people starting from 1967 till this date. That genocide they brought to us right now has started also happening to all the rulers area in the north. That is why you are seeing the mass burial that Britain bring to every indigenous person who become a Christian under that contraction, under that's in the call Nigeria. That means a death sentence to every indigenous people. That is what Britain bring because of mineral resources, because of gold they saw in the north, because of the oil they see in the southeast, and that is because of the business they saw in the Lagos state. There is three capital things that made Britain to amalgamated Nigeria. So if you who are Yoruba man claiming one Nigeria, when you find out the history of why, the secret of why you are answering one Nigeria, that is why I told us, going back the way you are before the amalgamation is the best thing that will happen. And that is why the Biafran people are fighting tooth and nail to send Britain and all his agents of jihadist Fulanis, the Islamization, back to leave us alone. So when you hear about Britain today and what represented, Britain represents lie, intimidation, inhuman abuse, abuse of rights, torture, lies, and propaganda. That is what Britain represents in this life. That is why London represents. That is why UK represents. They represent haters of human beings. Those are supposed to be free with their own God's-given mineral resources. Britain come, intimidates all the indigenous people. British intimidates all the indigenous people. Now take them into the amalgamation of 1914. The amalgamation of 1914 is the intimidation that are causing this genocide that is going on right now in all over. That's killer squad called One Nigeria. That thing called One Nigeria means a death sentence to every indigenous person today. That is what Britain calls to us. Anybody that are dying today in Nigeria is being caused by Britain. Their blood will be upon Britain and upon their unborn children generation. Because the way, the level of killings, the level of inhuman treatment, the level of torture, the level of abuse, the level of no right to freedom, no right of speech is what Britain brings to us by handing over Nigeria into the hands of the Fulani jihadists. But today, Franklin Nwobodo, good morning, good afternoon from here, my brother, you're welcome. Today, the same thing that Chukwuemeka Odumegwu see to prevent the killings of the indigenous people is what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu saw many years ago, and they try to prevent the killing that you are seeing today, to stop the torture of the indigenous people, to stop inhuman treatment, to stop abuse of rights, to stop kidnapping, to stop injustice in the court, to stop fake news from doctors from hospitals in Nigeria. That is what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu saw over many years ago and raised his voice. First, he raised his voice by calling one Nigeria to stop and make a change. What happened? They refused to make the same change that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu called for them for, and they now pick up the mantle of Biafra movement. The same thing after kidnapping him, Obato Obia saw Simon Ekpanjoko, the prime minister of Biafran people, saw the killing that is coming, and he wanted to stop it. Nigeria colluded with their forefather, Britain and Finland, and arrested our prime minister, Mazi Simon Ekpanjoko. Take him away today. Look at the killing that is going on today. The killing is too much all over that makes America to put Nigeria on a country of a particular concern. We have given you out the criteria to put a country on a country of a particular concern. We have read those documents and those laws here to you. The same thing they told a human being, that when you are experiencing such things, that the only last option you have is to form your own government, form your own country, and govern your people, protect the life of your people, stop the disappearance, stop the kidnapping that is going on in Nigeria today. That is why we are letting the world to know that Biafra is the only solution. That thing you denied from 1967 to 1970, that is the solution. You have been trying to do one thing over all these years, but you can see that it's not working. All the whole thing that the world has tried to do in the name of their hatred on the Biafran people, that Britain taught jihadist Fulanis to wipe every indigenous people out and take over and never allow them to rule. Never allowed every indigenous person to rule. That if they allow them, they are going to destroy them. And I want you to know why British handed over Nigeria to Fulani jihadists to Islamize Nigeria. They have two agreements. One is that we will not interfere in your religion. Do whatever you like with them. We have given you the power. Go on and do it. The second agreement, the three agreements British has with Fulani jihadists. One is in the favor of the Fulani jihadists, their religion to Islamize Nigeria by using that word Sunnah. They put on a bus that are patrolling. You thought they are giving you help, brother. They are securing to wipe the indigenous people away from their ancestral land, because the Christians that are being killed all over Nigeria, they are indigenous persons before they become Christians. They are indigenous people before they come into Christianity that they brought to us. They give us what is killing us and take away what is saving us. Before the amalgamation of 1914, the Biafra Declaration in 1967 to 1970 was stopped single-handedly by Britain because they are world power. They talk to people like Canada, lied against us, to Canada people, to Canadian peoples. They lied to us. They lied to Sweden against us, and they all colluded, support one Nigeria to wipe those that did not committed any crime away. The only our crime in this life is that we are Igbos, we are Biafrans, we are all come out from the present southeast they created. This is our crime. Our crime is that Chukwu Okabiama, God who lives in heaven, put us in that area that has a lot of mineral resources. Do you know that before the amalgamation, that the two most richest entity is Yoruba and Igbos? Today they will tell you that, oh, Biafra is under landlocked. Pure lies. Those that are under landlocked is not. They are under landlocked, not the Biafran people. Because the river Niger of you are seeing today leads to everywhere. Today they bring a lie that we are into landlocked. That is what they use to deceive our people. And when you listen to it, you will thought they are saying the truth. Everything that we are passing through today is because of what? Our own God's given mineral resources. That is why we are dying today. That is why they are killing us without remorse. That is why the world never look at us because of those lies. But today, the revival is the case. Because if Canada that helped Nigeria to fight against us today will turn back and place Nigeria and their political class and their parties and tag all of them that they are terrorists, that means the case has been changing in our own favor. I want to thank those in the comment section. I'll see you, Frank Mwobodu. I greet you from here. Good evening. I see you, Coaches 042, very long time, the busy man. I salute you from here. Good evening, my brother. I see you, Chijo Kefoni. Good evening from here. I greet you also. I see you, James Swafo. Good evening from here. Thank you so much for being. Please like and share the program as you join us. Once we read that maximum numbers, remember the code on this platform. You can see it from Chibuzo Ede. Hashtag Nigeria/Britain government. Free our president of United States of Biafra government. Mazi MNK, a prisoner of conscience in Nigeria DSS dungeon. I also thank Code Choose 042, who also put that code as the first person that remember that is the code of this platform. All this thing is a protest. Continue doing your hashtag in all the platforms. Be hashtagging Britain. Even also put their flag whenever you are doing that hashtag. Put a flag of Britain whenever you are putting hashtag Britain. Put a flag of Finland and Nigeria. The world, because it draws more attention of the world more than any other thing. It's a protest. So please endeavor to do that as you come see, my people. Why we are here today is to bring out the reason why British never want Biafra to be a country. To prove to you why they hate us so much, why they never want us to live, and why they are doing the impunity that you see that they are doing today. That is why we are here, to let you know the essence and the reason why we must fight to free ourselves no matter what happens. The so-called British and their evil agenda against us is unbearable. You see, the blood of the innocent children, the blood of over 5 million Biafran who was killed in the genocide war, and also British did not let the international community understand there is a genocide that is going on. All this blood, we are waking them up to go and fight the British. All that make enterprise of, all that are what makes British, made the blood of over 5 million Biafrans who died in that genocidal war, and those that are continuing dying. Spirit of Ikonso, spirit of Waka Waka, spirit of all the people that has been killed because of Biafra, let them rise to go and face Britain. Engineer those jihadis that is their country to start fighting them. Let them experience what we're experiencing, what we was experiencing, and what we continue experiencing till today. My people, it is very imperative that we draw attention of the world. We are letting Canada to know that that lies that British told you against us is not true. You can see today within yourself, with you on your own, tagging Nigeria, APC and PDP a party of what? Terrorism. A party of Boko Haram. A party that kills their own citizens. We thank you for doing that. That is why you have to know that the time has come for you to recognize the indigenous people of Biafra. That what British told you in 1967 to 1970, it is a lie. It's just because of their own personal interest, or are you making any gain? Or are you benefiting from what British did to us in 1967 to 1970? If it is not, now that we have made Biafra, now that we have re-declared Biafra on November 29, 2024 as a sovereign state, as a new nation, the only thing you will do to us to prove that you have understand that those lies that Britain told you is never happened, that was not the truth, is by giving us recognition. We ask you to give us recognition. Our recognition will solve the killings of the indigenous people. It will stop the kidnapping. It will stop the inhuman treatment. It will stop the abuse of rights. That when only people gather to protest in Nigeria, they will face tear gas, they will face gun and ammunition. The military of Boko Haram Nigeria will start shooting on the peaceful protestants. And today, they have put a law that if they catch you protesting in Nigeria, that they are going to jail you life imprisonment. Is it a country is that? That is why we are calling on all of you, Sweden. Your hands are still in what we are going on today. No way. Why is it that when anyone stood up to fight for the freedom of his people, you arrest them? That is how Norway spoiled their hand by arresting Joe Ayabati today and keeping him in dungeon. A man who is fighting to liberate his people. Today, why is that the people of Cameroon are protesting? Is what Joe Ayabo and people of Amazonia saw and took to their head to stop this that is going on by having their own country and money what they have. And if you go and check, this same area has oil. Why is it that all this area that has oil in Africa, that all of you refuse to stay away from us? All of you refuse to stay away from us. There is a way we can give you this our oil. There is many ways we can give it to you. But because of your evil impunity, because of your greediness, all of you colluded with Britain as your grandfather to do what? To try to destroy the indigenous people. But Chukwu Okabiyama, who lives in heaven, said that we will never be wiped away by any country in the world. No matter what Britain are going to do, Britain must surely experience the genocide that they caused Biafran people. Any country who supported Britain in this, unless you repent today, the only way we are going to forgive you is giving United States of Biafra recognition. This country that was re-declared on November 29, 2024. This is only way we are going to forgive you. Continuously denying us will bring more harm to you. You are harming yourself. You are doing what? harming yourself by continuously believing in those lies that British told you in 1970 to 1970. How can British single-handedly block our exit from Nigeria? Only one thing makes Chukwuemeka Odumegwu to fail. And because of lack of information, lack of social media, he never knew that British was carrying away political and the diplomatic movement for Biafra not to recognize. They even did to some Europe country, some Asia, and included OAU, African organization. They told them not to recognize Biafra, that we are going to bring numerous countries in Africa. That is lie. Instead of them to tell them, we don't want them because of the resources they have, they are going to build a better country in the world and have a better law in the world that everyone want to go and copy from them. This is the reason why British lied to all of you. All of you who are colluding, America must understand that people are dying in the north. They are dying because of jihadis. They are dying because of the gold that is in the north also. That are only the north, the Muslim jihadis are the one taking care of this oil, taking care of this gold. That is why anywhere you see all this killing, there is a reason. Go deep down, there is a reason that people are dying in Benue State, Plateau. There is something they never told us. There is another more mineral resources that past gold that they have discovered. The same way they discovered this new one in Imo State. That is why Britain bent to sponsor Hope Uzodinma through Nigeria to buy away and chase away the indigenous people and intimidate them, amalgamated them again. The second amalgamation is what we are experiencing today in the southeast by militarizing of the southeast of the Biafran area. These are what we are experiencing today. Let us dive into why British, the secret documents that made British to buy or kill or cause this genocidal war that happened in 1967 to 1970 till this 2025, the killing, the disappearance of the indigenous people, the injustice, the inhuman rights, the torture, and all that we are passing through is because of what? Oil. The interest of British to amalgamate Nigeria is because of wealth. That is only why. Financial aspect of it. That is only why you have one Nigeria. If there is no oil, if there is no gold, if there is no mineral resources in our area, British will never come to carry on this amalgamation. We are calling on all meaning words today to please look into what we are asking. Our quest is not internal affair of Nigeria, rather it is a country versus a country question. People are seeking for under self-determination to be free. From 1967 to this day, is it how many years ago that people are looking for their freedom? The same thing that British are doing to Somalia and Somaliland. The same thing. They refuse them because of what? Their own resources. Whatever you see British are building today is based on the blood of the innocent indigenous people. They are capable of being buying, but what is important to them is to mineral resources is what is important to all of them, not the life of the people. They don't give a dime. They don't care. And they will tell that the right of a human being, the right of a human being is only for the white, not for a black man, not for Biafrans, not for African people. It's only on the white that they have right to live from their alliance, choose their governors. When we do the same, they arrested our leaders, kidnap them, torture all of them, and refuse them to live. Why these so-called British are so wicked and so evil? Why are they so demonic? They are the Satan that left heaven to destroy the world. Today, British is destroying Africa, including with France and China. That's why I told that the second amalgamation is coming again. The second colonialism, they said that will come back to come and colonize Africa again, that if they allow us, that we are going to question them on the crime they have committed in the past. But the time has come. With people like Ibrahim Traore and giving Biafra recognition, Africa dies because of Biafra is not a country. Africa will raise once Biafra becomes a country, because we are from the rising sun area. We will rise Africa. British know that. That is why they refuse us to be a country. They understand it. That is why they don't want us to become a country. That is why they want us to. But that is why they set plan to use Fulani jihadist Islamic agenda to wipe away the indigenous people. These are pure reasons why all these things is happening. So my people, let us see the document. Let us see why we are dying. Let us see why the indigenous people did not have their life to live. We want to do this program in full in the morning, but time did not permit us because of what we have to do. We have an urgent message, so we have to end the program without doing anything and walk away. So please, let us go deep into this program this afternoon. Please, when you come, like and share the program. We have over 100 something people like, only 10 people. We have over 100 something people watching, only 10 people like the program. Yes, they may not like the program because the truth is what we are ditching out here. It does not remove anything from you for liking a program. It's only touch its hand. It's no, you are not going to pay extra internet on what you are using. Nothing. It remains the way it is. But if it is your first time coming, you will see a 3 dots in front of you. Click on that 3 dots. It will open. Then what will happen? Then you will see like and share. Once you share, it's your first time coming, please subscribe. This is Real Biafra TV. Thank you as we move on. Please hit the like button.
Britain strongly opposed the international recognition of Biafra during the Nigerian Civil War, 1967 to 1970, primarily to protect its significant economic interests, chiefly oil, and to maintain the integrity of the Nigerian state which it had created as a major post-colonial power. Reason.
We are explaining without wasting time. British strongly opposed the international recognition of Biafra. British strongly opposed the international recognition of Biafra during the Nigeria Civil Genocidal War that happened in 1967 to 1970. Canada, British lied to you. That is why we tag you. British lied to you. Sweden, British lied to you. All African countries who did not recognize Biafra, British lied to you. What they told you about us is a pure lie. What they told you about us is a pure lie. What they told you about Yorubas are lie. What they told you about Igbos are lie. What they told you about the real Yorubas, the real Hausas are lie. They never say truth at all. Now their interest is what you are going to hear. Why they lie to all of you, and that's why we are calling all of you to restate the what they told you. But we are happy that Canada can now understand that Nigeria is a terrorist country. APC, terrorist. PDP, terrorist. Every party member in Nigeria is what? Terrorist. The only interest of British amalgamating Nigeria and denying Biafran people their rights is because of what? Primarily to protect its significant economy interest. Because of interest of economy. That is why British caused over 5 million Biafrans deaths in 1967 to 1970. Till today, Biafrans are dying. Because of this same interest, that is why British sponsored Nigeria to kidnap our president Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and keep him in dungeon till today. And when we say the truth, they come against us. When we open our mouth to talk, to say the truth, This truth that we are saying is in your own document that you put down. What makes you, how you are British is strongly opposed, primarily stop Biafra from being a country because of their self-interest, selfish interest of what? Economy interest. The same, this economy interest, which oil is that? Which interest is on the oil that is flowing in the Biafra land in the southeast. And when you see those stupidly claiming one Nigeria, refuse to know their history. Why a white man put you in the mess you are seeing today? You refuse to pay attention to find out who you are. We are here to tell our history. British can never, nobody will write our history anymore. We are rewriting our history. My governor from Ikemba, thank you so much. I am from Odimegu State. I am your brother, I am your own. We are from one state. I am from Odimegu. I greet you, my governor. You're welcome. I thank you all for good work, for standing tall that you all are doing. Thank you so much. Okafo. I know why I don't call name all. I only pick one and call. So you know that when I called you. Okafo, thank you so much. I am from Odimegu State. We are no longer hiding ourselves. I am from Uli County. After Ihiala County, you got to Uli County, you know. That is where I'm from. So, we are here. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. So, we are here to rewrite our history. That is why you will see flag of Sweden, Canada, Russia. Those countries that Britain deceived and lied against us. We are telling you that the only interest of British lying to you is the interest of our oil, our own God-given mineral resources. That is the reason why. And British single-handedly caused this genocidal war in 1967 to 1970 because of what? Selfish, devilish interests. Selfish, devilish interests to wipe the indigenous people away. Till today, British are still playing the rule. But there is one thing that exonerated Biafran people. Now that America puts Nigeria on a country of a particular concern, is evidence of what we saw in Chukwuemeka Odumegwu saw in 1967 to 1970. Is what Mazinandi Kanu saw. Is what Owazwike saw also. Despite his level and where he can move on to. You cannot write history of Biafra removing him. Because for me, I stand on the right, I stand on the truth. Now, when our president, Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, is being kidnapped, our prime minister, Simon took over. When Finland colluded again with the British and Nigeria to arrest him, he handed over to our DPM, Dr. Ngozo Arabeze, that stood up and with over 1,000 Biafrans gathering in Finland to make a real declaration of United States of Biafra. For you to know that we have a government, we have conducted election in the 3 states that are inside the 40 states that made up of Biafra as a country. Inside this 40 states that made up of United States of Biafra, we have 3 that have conducted the election: Ikemba, Omambala, and Odimegu. And they all have existing sitting governors and deputies that are securing and governing the people and protecting the life of the people. Today, we have trained our military, our police to be in work. We only lacking one thing: That thing that British lied to Canada in 1967 to 1970, that thing that British lied against us to Sweden, Norway, all these countries in the world that lied against us about that only interest that made them to lie against us is the interest from oil that we have. And today, because of this oil, there is Nigerian military all over our counties. We are calling on the Canada, Sweden, and America, Russia to recognize Biafra, to recognize United States of Biafra as a country. With recognizing us, we end up the killings, the insecurity that British brought to us. Because without British coming to our territory, there is no insecurity before the amalgamation. Go and check very well. There is no insecurity. British use his own jihadist Fulanese politicians to cause insecurity in our territory today. That is why people are dying. That is why you see fake military of Boko Haram of Nigeria all over our counties. And it's not happening in Britain, in UK, London. Those that are there, are you seeing military checking points all over those areas? Because of the Biafran people who have always exited Nigeria with their spirit. And today, on November 2024, on November 29, 2024, the Biafran people, with their body, with their spirit, with whatever they have, exit Nigeria. We did not only exit by our real declaration, we also conducted our own self-referendum vote. Over 50 million Biafrans voted for us to exit Nigeria. Over 50 million people voted. Those that have voted after our declaration on November 4th voted their governor. You told us, we saw you addressing Ukraine in time of Ukraine and Russia, that it is the inalienable right of Russia to form their governors and the alliance and make their friends and govern themselves. Is what you told Ukraine. But that law of self-determination, why is it not for the Biafran people? Now that British has denied this in the 1960 to 1970, America, Canada, Sweden, Russia, France, Japan, all the countries in the world, are you going to support it again? Because this oil that the interest of the British, please, I want to ask all of you, are they giving all of you from it? Donald Trump, you are the leading world power, number one. This oil that had made British to kill Biafran people and continuously killing them, that made them to do not talk about your friend, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, are they giving you this oil? Germany, are they giving you this oil? Canada, are they giving you? Sweden, are they giving you the oil? Today, we know that they have started giving Finland the oil. Then, they are giving China gold from north. The gold in the north is only meant for people of north. But the oil in Biafra is meant for the whole world. That is why British has stood on to wipe away the Biafran people. So, the same way that every other country today, there was a time that America fought from British to become an independent country. The same thing is what we are passing through today. We have fought our way out. France single-handedly sponsored America to get their independence from British. Give them all they need. Give them all the human aid they need, everything they want, France stand and give it to them and protect them, and also give them recognition as a country. But British single-handedly stop the recognition of Biafra in 1967 to 1970, still playing that game till today. This 21st century, we are coming on the words, on the continent of use to deny Biafran people the recognition by lying to them that the Biafran people, that they are too Republicans in nature, they are too democracy in nature, that they are going to generate many countries in Africa, that the secession will be all over Africa. That is lie they told them. And forget that when we become a country, that we will join the law that exists, mend those that needed to be amended for the people to be free in the world. I repeat this place again. British strongly oppose the international recognition of Biafra during the Nigeria Civil War in 1967 to 1970, primarily to protect its significant economic interests, chiefly oil, and to maintain the integrity of Nigeria state, which it has created a major post-colonial power. That is the only way you see Britain. To exercise their power of the one that are colonizing Nigeria today. Nigeria are still under the colonization of British. That is why if anybody want to become a president in Nigeria, they will run to Chatham House in UK. From there, they will endorse whoever is going to be a president. Tell me, how many countries come to Nigeria? So Nigeria will endorse or decide who will be their president or their governor in their counties. That is what we experience. So the British colonial ruling power are still in Nigeria today. They are the one making Nigeria to be killing the indigenous people. If there is no amalgamation of 1914, the killings that are going on today could not be happening, because before the amalgamation, the people was living peacefully, trading on their ways, doing their business, believing their cultures, believing their regions. But British amalgamation bring us death sentence of over 5 million Biafrans and still counting. And today, what is happening in the north is evidence of what I'm saying. What is happening in the north is evidence of what you can see that British caused to the people. That amalgamation that British handed over Nigeria to Fulani jihadists to Islamize, that is the agreement they have. They have 3 agreements. 1, we will not disturb you and your region of the Islamizing of Nigeria. Then, you will not stop us, Britain, to taking oil. You will not interfere. You will be doing the business for us. We will be making profit. You will use the profit that we are giving to you to build you are not. Do not invest in Southeast at all. This is number 2. Then number 3, do not interfere. We are not going to interfere on when you are killing the indigenous people. Today, people that are dying in all over North, are they not indigenous people before they become Christians? The agreement of we are not going to interfere, that is why British, UK, London, whatever you may call them, cannot be able to talk about the killing that is going on in Nigeria today in their parliament. Because it is agreements that are well constructed between the Fulani jihadists of Nigeria to kill the indigenous people, then take over their territory and Islamize everybody. And on this issue of Islamization, that is why British are not saying a word. If British say a word against the killings going on in Nigeria, the Fulanis will burst that pipe that have led from Southeast to Europe, to Morocco right now. If British open mouth condemn Nigeria, sanction Nigeria, the Fulani jihadists will start from north, burst the pipe that British has laid from Imo State, in old Imo State, in the place they call Southeast. They are going to burst it because of these mineral resources. That is why you are claiming that you are one Nigeria. The same way they do the amalgamation by force without consulting you or your forefather. In the same way they played their role, stopping Biafra to become a country in 1967 to 1970. British strongly opposed the international recognition of Biafra during the Nigeria Civil War in 1967 to 1970, primarily to protect its significant economic interests. They oppose it because of what? Their own selfish interest of Britain on oil. They had it here. This is a secret document of British why they stopped Biafra to become a country in 1967 to 1970. Yes, in that 3 years of the declaration, Biafra became an existing country. What we did on November 29, 2024 is what? To re-declare our mandate back, and we have taken it. That is why we tag on those countries. That is why we put flag of those countries that British lied against us, to tell them, if America can put Nigeria on a country of particular concern, you know you know the criteria. All of the countries that put in there their flag, put their names there: Canada, America, China, Russia, and Sweden. They know the criteria to put a country on a country of a particular concern. The criteria is also what is the criteria under self-determination for people when they are passing through such level of things, that they are free to have their own country under self-determination, under UN Charter. That is why I said this your self-determination is it for only you that are white. Why is it not working for us? Your self-determination, why is it not working for African people? Why is that when the African people rose up to fight for their freedom, you come against them? You come against Nelson Mandela. You come against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You come against Simon Ekpa. You come against Mama Gaddafi until you bite him. Until you kill Mama Gaddafi. Until you kill Gaddafi. And today, what is happening in his country? British, you are evil. British is evil. They are killing people. British are the problem of the many countries in the world today. Britain, you are the problem. Why do you like to suck people's blood? Why? Why British is in this way? You are greediness. You are envy. You are jealousness. You are selfish. It's cost the Biafran people. Over 5 million people died in 1967 to 1970. Today, the killing are still going on. The kidnapping of our people, the disappearance of our people, the harvesting of organs of our people, all are inhuman treatment that Britain brought to us. Portugal has left Africa. Belgium has left Africa. It's only Britain and France are the one colonizing people in Africa today. And whenever you chase them away, the country become a better country. Look at the 5 countries that have chased them away in their country in Africa. One of them is Burkina Faso. What are you seeing? They are a better country today. Those things that they are lacking, they are beginning it back by themselves. Why British decided to make people to go through poverty, abject poverty, is what British care for. They lie to people of the world that if you give Biafra as a country, that they are going to bring more country in Africa. because of their nature, that they are too Republicans, because they are too democracy, that if you give them recognition, they are going to bring many countries in Africa. That is how they lie to them. They did not tell you that it's because of the oil, that because of this oil and who we are before this oil, that we are going to build one of the best world country in the world. This is the reason why British stopped Biafra. Nothing more than that. The reason they amalgamated Nigeria, if there is no mineral resources in this in southeast, in Biafra land, in the rising sun, they are not going to amalgamate Nigeria. They only go where they find their selfish interests. Check all the countries that are having problem today. Somalia, the problem they're having is from Britain. Go and check. Go and verify. So, let us continue. No reason why the British denied us Biafra single-handedly. British single-handedly stopped Biafra to be a country in 1967 to 1970. The same thing they did to people of Somalia and the Somaliland. That is why they do not recognize them till today.
For British opposition, the British government's policy of supporting the federal military government, FMG of Nigeria, and opposing Biafran secession was driven by three core interconnected interests.
Listen, there is a three core interest. There is a three good reason. 1, 2, 3. That British opposed Biafra to become a country and the Tago secession. British are the first country that call us secession group. British. They are the one. There is a three important things on the sea, and the thought is the right for them to oppose Biafra to become a country. Rather, instead of them to say the truth in the first place, they lie to the world against us. British blow many lies, many propaganda, many things that are not true against black people, that made them to slave us on many years and try to destroy our people. Let us hear number 1.
1. Oil and economic interests.
Do you hear that? Oil and economic interest is why British killed over 5 million Biafrans and continue till today. And that is why they left Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who is a British citizen. He was kidnapped in Kenya with British passport, rendition him down to Nigeria. That is the same hatred they have on Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu that made them to stop Biafra to become a country is the same thing they made to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu today. And that is why Biafra has been redeclared and they shy away. If British said it's a lie, that is not because of oil interests that this document is proving. Let them do what? Let them sanction Nigeria like the way America sanctioned Nigeria. If British open their evil, devilish, satanic, greedy, envy, jealousness eyes and their mouth to say that it's not because of this, let them sanction Nigeria. Nigeria will bust that pipe. They have laid, do you know that British has laid pipe from Imo State? From Imo State. Now, the pipe has passed Morocco. Today. What delay this pipe job is the movement of Niger removing themselves, Burkina Faso, Mali, and the other countries who are on the line, the same line with Burkina Faso right now. So these people refuse, and once they exit on that plan, they have to divert it. Remember that the same British that they are seeing today, that people are claiming what I told in their own analysis, in their own in-depth explanation, that Nigeria is going to become a failed country woefully 2030. And we are in 2025. Remain 5 years. Then, before these 5 years, what is happening about insecurity in the north and in the Biafra, in Yoruba, in Oduduwa nation, is not evidence of failed state. They said in their documents that they try to manage people of these people, but they later find out that they made the mistake that they are not one people. So they want to correct their mistake in 2030, where they have laid this pipe from Imo State to make our oil to Europe. So even though anything happen, that the Fulanis, the Hadiths, will not have a way to go and bust the pipe or seize it to stop working. So they map out Nigeria when Nigeria is going to fail, or when they think they are going to divide Nigeria. That they think that when once they finish building this pipe, this oil that draw their attention, then they will announce that Nigeria is a failed state, that Nigeria is not a one country, that they have withdrawn the amalgamation of calling Nigeria one country. Please give us some love if what we are doing is going right because of the attack on the page. Please, can someone give us love? Love emoji. It's free. You are not paying for it. If what we are saying is the truth, or if you like what we are saying here, just touch on that love emoji. There is a reason, because the page is checking. There is a little bit attack. Whenever you are talking about this British, there must be attack. Britain leave Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in DSS dungeon because he is make exposition of all the evil plans of Britain. That is why they abandoned him there. They abandoned Mazi Nnamdi Kanu because of he make exposition of all this evil of British and their selfish interests of oil. One Nigeria is in the name of oil. Because of oil, that is why you have one Nigeria. If there is no oil, nobody will answer one Nigeria today. If there is no oil, nobody will answer one Nigeria today.
Protecting Shell BP. The most critical factor was the need to safeguard the vast investments of the Anglo-Dutch oil company Shell BP, now Shell, which had its most vital installations and oil reserves located in the eastern region, Biafra.
Do you hear it? They are afraid of oil, that Biafran people will block the oil. Do you understand this number one point? British was afraid that the Biafra will block this oil that are now taken from southeast. That is why they blocked Biafra. That is why they did the amalgamation and hand over Nigeria to Fulanis with their three important agreements with them. With their three important secret agreements they have with British. That is the reason why they allow Biafran people to die. That is why they kill us in mass number and continue to today, denying us our own God-given mineral resources. There is no good road. In the agreement of British and the fallen jihadists, they told them, do not invest with this money or this oil money in this southeast area. Do not. If you invested, they will rise up. It will be an avenue for them to fight. Push them down, suppress them with gun and bullets. That is why you see armor tanker. That is why you see checking points. And in the north, where these killings of the bandits are going, there is no checking point. There is no armor tank on the road. Press them down, press them down. Do not use this money to invest. Use it only in the north. That is why Abuja is everywhere built very well. In their secret document, British told them, do not use this money to invest there, because if you invest, they are going to claim everything. They will block us having this oil. Promise us. Then if you promise us, we are not going to interfere in your religion so Islamize Nigeria. Once we're getting our share. We are not going to interfere in your gold that you are mind have in the north. This is the three secret agreements that British had with these French jihadists, that they are killing the indigenous people today. They also have agreement that no Christian will become a president of Nigeria. You see, many agreements that the British laid down against you and I, and you are claiming one Nigeria. And you are doing what? Claiming one Nigeria. You are one Nigeria because of your own God's given resources. And when Biafra people try to set you free, you refuse. Protecting child BP. The most criteria factor was that they need to subdue the people of Biafra. For them do not rise up to stop the oil or to block the oil business. There is a company of British, Angola Dutch Oil Company, Shell, which had its most vital instructions and oil reserve located in the eastern region, Biafra. Because of this oil located in the eastern region, Biafra, that is why they said no Biafra. Not because there is another thing. Do you see reason why you are suffering today? Do you see reason why you are dying? Do you see reason why all of us run away because of the poverty, because of the insecurity, because of no good road, because of no good school, because of no freedom of speech, because of the inhuman treatment, because everything about Nigeria is by force. Everything about Nigeria is by thunder, by force, you must accept. That is how Nigeria is being built. That is how that is what we are experiencing today. That is why we are calling on Canada to change their mind. Recognize Biafra as a country, recognition as a country. You don't know what you're talking about. Have you read the history of the secret document of Britain with Nigeria? This is where they realize, and that is why today they have captured it by Muslim tickets. You don't know. It's a template. And somehow the Nigeria Fulani trying to deviate from it. Britain now record them. Let me tell you, after this Muslim ticket, nobody will come across, because that was the agreement. Type on your phone. Type on your phone the secret document, the secret agreement between British and the Fulani jihadists. Type it right now on your phone, so you will stop being deceived. This thing is what they used to deceive you to get to where they are today. This is what they used to deceive you. The same way they deceive Africans, that if you allow Biafra to become a country, they are going to create more countries in Africa. This is a place they used to confuse. Today, they have get to their standard. They have accomplished it. Wait, after this, whether it is another person who became a president will come to rule Nigeria. They have realized their mistake. After Goodluck Jonathan, that is when they realize their mistake so much. After Goodluck Jonathan, after Goodluck, they realize their mistake. We are discussing why British stopped Biafra to become a country. Because of oil. Their interests. That Biafran people will block them from having the oil. Look at what it's a document. Look at it. Look at what I'm reading. It's a document. Look at it. It's a secret document of British with Fulani. And why they stopped Biafra to become a country. British strongly opposed Biafra to become a country because of there is three interests of them. You are not reasoning about it. You are reasoning about things that does not matter right now. You see where they have accomplished their mission. The mission of to Islamize Nigeria has accomplished. If we say what I'm saying is a lie, let British stood up tomorrow and put Nigeria on a country of particular concern. If British will take that oil again, let us see. You leave the main thing. That is our problem. This are how many countries in Nigeria? You are Nigeria. How many countries? That's go and just type on your phone the secret between British and the Fulani jihadists. Just type it on your phone. Go to Google, type. Okay, no use Google. Use archive because they have removed it from Google. Go to archive, type the secrets between British and the Fulani jihadists. You must put that word Fulani jihadists, then it will open up to you. So you stop deceiving yourself. Daniel, the only way I can help you is only when you have my number, so you can chat me on WhatsApp. Then I will send this document to you. I have it. It's from this document I am bringing all this I am doing on my page out. Why they stop Biafra? Why they lie to the world? Hold on, well, just be here, Daniel. When I called my number, when I open my phone call, then you can collect the number from there and chat me. Then I am giving it to people that want it. Because when you continue from reading it now, you will start seeing things on your own. You know why you need Biafra. And you know why they stop Biafra. Your own thing. That's because British find out with the oil and who we are, that we are going to build the best country ever in the world. They are going to be the highest, richest country in the world. That is why they stop us. That is why they're killing us. If there is no, have you asked this question? If there is no oil in the region called in the southeast region, Biafra, is it going to, are they going to amalgamate Nigeria? The amalgamation is all about economy. Our own mineral resource. That is why you are one Nigeria. That's why they did not consult you. Because if they consult you, you will argue that you don't want. Did anybody voted of being a one Nigeria? Nigeria is only country in the world that have their document of their country is about what? Amalgamated. Yes. If they allow us, we are going to be one of the most richest country in the world with our own brain base, including the oil. And we are into agriculture before the amalgamation. Go back and ask this question. Who are you before the 1914 amalgamation? These are things that you don't know. And when you know them, you will cry. You will hate British with all things that is inside you. For me, British represents darkness to me. British is a darkness. British is our problem. British put us into this mess that we're into today. British is causing all the people that are dying today, their blood will revenge on the British country. Whatever that are part of British, they will experience what we has experienced. The amalgamation is why people are dying in the north today. You don't know that? The economy is not going to crash. That is, in fact, there's many things to do, my brother. They need to talk about. In a way of them living before the amalgamation, they have their own wealth. So today, the Biafran people, whether they like it or not, the 90 years, but the issue is this: because of our wealth, because of our resource, that is why British did what? Denied Biafra. They single-handedly denied us our rights. British single-handedly handed over Nigeria to Fulani jihadists because of their interests. Listen. British strongly opposed the international recognition of Biafra during their genocidal war with Nigeria in 1967 to 1970, primarily because of to protect their significant economic interests. If British open their mouths today to sanction Nigeria because the way things are going on, the way every other country are talking about Nigeria, let them do it. That's what will happen. They promise them that they will never interfere, that they will never condemn any action that carries out by Fulani jihadis, those that want to Islamize you. And they told us that we are into landlocked. We are not. Even North are the one in the into landlocked, not we. Because you see this River Niger you are seeing, it leads to everything, and with that we can dig it down to become anything we want. They know. In that descriptive document, they told the so-called Nigeria, the Fulani Jihadist Caliphate, they tell them, do not use this their oil money to build their country. Do not. British are the one that caused Biafran war. Number one. Britain are the one that caused over 5 million Biafrans that was died. And today, people, are they stopped dying? Kidnapping, has it stopped? Inhuman treatment. The militarization of Biafra area. Why? Because of our oil. That is why you see British doing what they are doing today. I'm referring about the genocide that's about the killings of see, before they become the Christians in Nigeria, they are indigenous people first. They have their ancestral land. Britain is against the indigenous people who have their ancestral land that have mineral resources. The killing you are seeing today is what Britain, because of Britain handed Nigeria over to French jihadists. Have you seen British Parliament condemning, sanctioning Nigeria over the genocide that is going on today? This genocide did not start today. The genocide started from 1960. Before the amalgamation, there is a genocide. People has been dying before the amalgamation of 1914. And 1914 is what gives Fulani jihadis the authority, the power to continue to kill as they like. So this genocide of the Christian that is going on in Nigeria is what British caused to us by that amalgamation of 1914. By the amalgamation of 1914, that is why people are dying. That is why when Biafran people, Chukwuemeka Odumegwu saw all this and he said, no, stop killing my people. And that's what leads to declare Biafra as a country. In 1970 to 1970, the same this devilish Britain are the one that stopped it. The genocide increased because of the Fulanis are trying to accomplish their mission. They have wasted time. Chukwuemeka stop them from that. Number one. Mazi Kanu Owazwike interfere, stop them. Then Mazi Kanu comes in. So now they are angry that all their plan has not been carried out. And also, the only time they have time to do it is now that they have got their plan. What is their plan? Their plan is to do what? To Islamize. Through this Muslim ticket is a time for them to do it more. So their time is now. That is why it's going on. And their masters who handed them over Nigeria as their own with gun and bullets told them, do not allow them to rise. if they rise, they might turn back and destroy our agreement. So, my people, there is things that we must know. We must know the truth, and the truth is very bitter. When you see all that is going on today, and the document that we're reading right now, I will play the document without saying it, so you understand where I'm coming from.
Royalties. The British government preferred to deal with a single, stable federal government for oil contracts and royalties, rather than a fragmented Nigeria, where oil flow could be disrupted, or contracts renegotiated by a new Biafran state. Declassified documents show that protecting this important stake was the dominant factor in policy formulation. Fuel security. The British economy was also keen to keep Nigerian oil flowing to mitigate domestic oil shortfalls caused by Middle East instability, particularly following the 1967 Six-Day War. 2. Maintaining one Nigeria. Legacy of decolonization. Britain, as the former colonial power, had created Nigeria as a unified state. They saw the country's unity as vital for its post-colonial influence and stability in the region. Precedent for secession. London feared that recognizing Biafra would set a disastrous precedent for other fragile post-colonial African states, leading to further tribal fragmentation and instability across the continent, which was contrary to British foreign policy goals. 3. Diplomatic and political alignments. Commonwealth. Supporting the FMG was seen as maintaining a relationship with a major Commonwealth nation and avoiding a deep diplomatic crisis with Lagos. International stance. Britain aligned its policy with the general stance of the Organization of African Unity, OAU, which strongly opposed post-colonial border changes and secessionist movements. Methods used to block recognition. Britain used a combination of direct military support and sophisticated diplomatic and propaganda efforts to undermine Biafra's international standing and help the FMG crush the secession. 1. Military and arms support. The most direct way Britain supported the FMG and undermined Biafra's capacity for statehood was by becoming a major supplier of arms. Continued arms sales. The British Labour government, led by Prime Minister Harold Wilson, maintained and even increased the supply of weapons and ammunition to the FMG, effectively abandoning an initial stance of neutrality. The supplies included millions of rounds of ammunition, rifles, mortars, and armored personnel carriers. Strategic justification. Officially, Britain claimed it was merely fulfilling long-standing contracts, but the volume of the shipments was sufficient to give the Nigerian Federal Army the decisive military edge needed to defeat the Biafran forces and retake the oil-rich regions. 2. Diplomatic and UN pressure. Britain actively discouraged other nations from recognizing Biafra and prevented the issue from gaining traction in key international bodies. Lobbying states. British diplomats intensely lobbied the governments of the United States and other Western powers to ensure they did not recognize Biafra, arguing that it would only prolong the war and destabilize West Africa. Blocking at the UN, London successfully worked to keep the conflict categorized as an internal Nigerian matter, thus preventing the United Nations UN from taking any formal action that might have legitimized Biafra's claim to statehood or forced a ceasefire. 3. Propaganda and psychological warfare. To counter the enormous international sympathy Biafra gained due to famine and suffering, Britain helped the FMG control the narrative. Countering genocide claims, Biafran propaganda, facilitated by the Swiss media establishment Mark Press, was highly effective at drawing attention to the humanitarian catastrophe. British officials worked to help the FMG improve the presentation of its policies, denying or downplaying accusations of genocide. International Observer Team. Britain strongly pushed the FMG to accept a team of international observers, from the UK, Canada, Sweden, OAU, etc., into FMG-controlled territory. The subsequent reports from these observers, which stated that no government-led campaign of genocide was occurring, were then widely used by the British government to justify its continued arms supply and rebut international public pressure for an arms embargo.
Listen again. Listen fully again.
Britain strongly opposed the international recognition of Biafra during the Nigerian Civil War, 1967 to 1970, primarily to protect its significant economic interests, chiefly oil, and to maintain the integrity of the Nigerian state which it had created as a major post-colonial power. Reasons for British opposition.
You can only get this document from me because it's something I have to research so hard before I can be able to get all these documents. I have many of them. of how they handed Fulani jihadists over and the agreement. I also have it. The only way you can get it is when I call my number, then you take the number. So if you want to take my number only on WhatsApp, then I can send you the document. That is all I can do. Because it's not something you will see on Google. Unless you have archive, then you start searching about Biafra. Why did the British stop Biafra international organization in 1967 to 1970? If you can, that is the only way. The other way is to contact me on my contacts then, or you go to my S handle, check Real Biafra TV. If you go to my S handle, check Real Biafra TV, then from there, I can also forward you the message, or through Facebook. These only ways you can be able to get all these documents that I am reading right now.
The British government's policy of supporting the Federal Military Government, FMG of Nigeria, and opposing Biafran secession was driven by three core interconnected interests. 1. Oil and economic interests. Protecting Shell BP. The most critical factor was the need to safeguard the vast investments of the Anglo-Dutch oil company Shell BP, now Shell, which had its most vital installations and oil reserves located in the eastern region, Biafra. Royalties. The British government preferred to deal with a single, stable federal government for oil contracts and royalties, rather than a fragmented Nigeria where oil flow could be disrupted, or contracts renegotiated by a new Biafran state. Declassified documents show that protecting this important stake was the dominant factor in policy formulation. Fuel security. The British economy was also keen to keep Nigerian oil flowing to mitigate domestic oil shortfalls caused by Middle East instability, particularly following the 1967 Six-Day War. 2.
I am not playing AI, sorry. Don't mind, that is how they talk. Look at what I'm playing. This is a document. There is many of these documents. You see it here? This is a document I am reading. Don't mind the food.
Decolonization. Britain, as the former colonial power, had created Nigeria as a unified state. They saw the country's unity as vital for its post-colonial influence and stability in the region. Precedent for secession. London feared that recognizing Biafra would set a disastrous precedent for other fragile post-colonial African states, leading to further tribal fragmentation and instability across the continent, which was contrary to British foreign policy goals. 3. Diplomatic and political alignments. Commonwealth. Supporting the FMG was seen as maintaining a relationship with a major Commonwealth nation and avoiding a deep diplomatic crisis with Lagos. International stance. Britain aligned its policy with the general stance of the Organization of African Unity, OAU, which strongly opposed post-colonial border changes and secessionist movements. Methods used to block recognition. Britain used a combination of direct military support and sophisticated diplomatic and propaganda efforts to undermine Biafra's international standing and help the FMG crush the secession. 1. Military and arms support. The most direct way Britain supported the FMG and undermined Biafra's capacity for state.
Yes, from day one, I stand with Donald Trump. I am among those who are calling him, even if he don't need to consult anybody to come in. He need to come. Then as he comes, he also need to know the solution. Because I want you to remember one, before I play this, before I continue. One that you have to remember here, my brother is, or a friend from US, is this. That in the first tenure of Donald Trump, he sanctioned Nigeria in his first tenure. He's only that president who has ever sanctioned Nigeria with their corruption, their evil, and all the bad things that Nigeria is doing. He was the one. That is why we call Donald Trump a savior of all Christians and all human beings, because he is not fighting only for Christians. He's fighting for what is called human rights, a right of people to live on their own. That's what Donald Trump believes on it. So for him to come, he's fully well. I have here reads a document of a country of a particular concern. What does he mean? And I now see that all he means is to save the indigenous people. Because when you talk about these Christians in Nigeria, remember, they are indigenous people. They have their ancestral land. They have their country where they are living. If coming to chase away those Boko Haram that's jihadist Boko Haram Fulani that are killing these Christians that are indigenous people, Now, if Donald Trump is not in seat, if he cannot continue to be forever, is he going to be forever president of America? What of when he leave the seat or the office, that somebody who will come cannot be able to continue from where he stopped? Like example, with his first tenure, he sanctioned Nigeria. Then the ex-president come and he resurrected Nigeria from that sanctioning. He did what? The last president of America removed Nigeria from the sanction that Donald Trump put on them. That is number one thing. So if Donald Trump now come to chase his Fulanese and everywhere become quiet for all his tenure, what of when he left office? Who will protect? What of if the other one who will come will remove Nigeria from that sanction? What will happen? So the best way is, you see the document I'm reading, how British blocked Biafra in 1967 to 1970. We promise every word that we are going to stop the insecurity that is going on and all this killing. So when Donald Trump is not in the seat, we who values the life of every indigenous person, we are going to protect them also. That is why recognizing Biafra is only solution in what is going on today. Yes, my brother, thank you so much. I want them to be alive and witness Biafra, because Biafra is the only solution. All the lies that British blow out against us is because of interest of oil. That is why they lied. That is why over 5 million Biafrans was massacred in that genocidal war. And you had it here. They blocked countries that wanted to carry a protest about the genocide of the Biafran people. British blocked Sweden. They blocked Canada. They blocked America. They did all manner of bribe propaganda and the diplomatic movement on behalf of Nigeria. Despite giving Nigeria a weapon to buy us, to kill the Biafran people, they continued. The so-called one Nigeria that Britain brought, that is why also America need to ask UK, London, all entire Britain, they need to ask them, why do you allow this? Because if there is no amalgamation from Britain to colonize us, these things will not be happening. If I have a document, the way we are living before the amalgamation, we live a free life. British said that these people the Biafran people are too Republican in nature, that they are too democracy in nature. That they lie to the world that if they allow us, if they give us Biafra, that we are going to generate many countries in Africa. How? When you become a country, there is a law. There is a law that is guiding once you are a country. So how could us become a country? We're going to generate many countries in Africa. That wasn't enough. They lied because of, you have had it here, why British did what they did is because of what? Their interest in oil, their interest in Angola Dutch oil company they built in Nigeria. For them to continue making the indigenous people. So, going on the solution, now that Biafra, we have declared Biafra again on November 29, 2024 in Helsinki, Latvia, Finland, with over mandate of over 1,000 Biafrans as delegates who voted for Biafra to become a country again. Now, after our declaration, we are only seeking for recognition. That is why we are calling on Britain. That is why we are calling on America, on US, to recognize us as a country and back us up. You can also see a NATO chairman calling on America to recognize Biafra as a country. Giving Biafra recognition will stop all this insecurity, will stop the killing of the Christians in Nigeria. Because what makes the criteria to put a country on a country of CPC, a country of particular concern, if you read the criteria of what is going to lead to that, that is also what leads to people to have their own country. When you're experiencing insecurity, when you're experiencing disappearance of your people, when you're experiencing abuse of rights, when you're experiencing intimidation, when you're experiencing inhuman treatment, and all this, that when you're experiencing killings, that the only option you have is to do what? To make a declaration of a new country. Yes, upon all this, we are delicious because God bless us. We did not believe in the oil. We have our own way of living. We can do anything to be all right. We are into agriculture before the amalgamation. Before they even discovered oil in 1955, we are living on our own. Oil was discovered in the southern east region in 1955. Before then, we are living. Before the amalgamation, we are living a very decent life. So what I'm saying is this, that giving us recognition, we end this killing. We end this impunity. That is why we love what Donald Trump is doing, and he's the only man who can do it. Let him, as the savior of the Christians that are indigenous people, continue his good job. Draw the attention of him that the solution that what is going to be the everlasting solution is what? Recognition of Biafra as a country. That is what is going to end all this impunity. That is what is going to stop the killings of the Christians that are going on in all over Nigeria. The Biafran people has been dying over all these years. That is why we are calling to British must be called out. If British are not the sponsor of the killing, let them sanction Nigeria. Let them put Nigeria on a country of particular concern, like what America did. If British is not the problem, if British is not the one supervising and encouraging the killing of indigenous people, let them sanction Nigeria. Do you know that our president, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, was kidnapped in Kenya with a British passport and returned back to Nigeria? Till today, Britain has never asked for his release. Even a brother of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who took a lawyer to appeal on the British court, they strike out the case out because they don't want to talk about Biafra. They don't want us to be a country of our own. The only thing they care is this oil that made them to do the amalgamation. Before the amalgamation, British has psyched and discovered there is a reserve oil. They call it a reserve oil in Eastern region. So let Donald Trump, let the world, let American congressmen call out Britain, call out UK, call out London, whatever the name they used to, let them call them out. Nigeria territorial integrity must be revoked because of the blood of the innocent people. Because of the killing that is going on till today. Even as of yesterday, they killed over 14 people yesterday. These French jihadists they killed. And the agreement, the secret agreement of the so-called British and the French jihadists, number one is that they want to Islamize us. That is number one thing. Then number two, for British to lay hand on the oil that the Biafran people has. What happened? They need to agree that they should allow the Fulani caliphates, jihadists, to Islamize us. Number one. Then number two, that them as British will not intervene even if they are killing the indigenous people. That is why all this killing that is going on today, British cannot say anything. Because of what? They are laying pipe oil pipe from eastern region. Now they have built this pipe past Morocco. So you will see their interest. They don't care about us. After they have given us 20 pounds, after the genocidal war, we are the richest. That is how you know how God bless us. So British know that we are going to build one of the most beautiful country in the world. That is why they said no to us. That is why they single-handedly sponsored and denied our recognition from the entire world. So the Igbo people, particularly, we have all it takes. Only our brain is okay to build a country. They know that we are going to be the best ever country in the world. That is why they deny us in the beginning. In all this that is happening today, in all this genocide of the Christians that are happening today, why are they not talking? Because it's an agreement between Fulani jihadist caliphate to do what they are doing. Then what the gain of Britain is to take oil. And why they are not taking the gold in the north? The children are waiting to save their life.
Guys, the recent headers attack in Kaduna State, in southern Kaduna State, has forced their women to march out on the street. You can see on this video, the southern Kaduna farmers paint their face blue, black, different colors and march to their traditional ruler's palace, barefoot, over what? Headers attack. And according to the report,
bandits, Boko Haram, not headers attack. This person is one Nigeria. That is why he's romancing the world. Over the Boko Haram's attack, over the Fulani jihadist attack. Look at the women today protesting.
It's so sad that these people are going through this and the government is not doing anything. The government is claiming that they have ended insecurity, they have ended corruption, they have won war, or the fight against terrorism and insecurity in Nigeria. What is this?
They only won it by kidnapping Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, arresting Simon Ekpa, denying Biafrans. That is how they won insecurity. White people are there killing every blessed day. Why they are there killing the indigenous people every blessed day? Listen to this.
Nigerians, the picture of the person you're seeing here is Abios Roni. He's an activist. So this man, this guy here, called out their local government chairman. This one here. This is the local government chairman. His name is Abbas Yao. Or I don't know anything you want to call him, but his name is Abbas Yao. He's a PhD holder according to him, because if you check his profile, he got a PhD attached to it. So he's a PhD holder. So this Abios Roni called out their local government chairman of Roni local government area of Jigawa State. He's the chairman of Roni local government of Jigawa State. So this Abbas called him out for empowering the youth with wheelbarrow. This wheelbarrow, truck, and jerrycan to be fetching.
You see?
The guy posted it, called him out like, what the fuck? What is this?
Imagine a local government
chairman. What is empowerment?
Is empowering people by pushing
guess what?
Water.
The local government water. Chairman, this man here, went to arrest him. As I'm talking to you right now, they have sent this guy to prison.
Okay.
Today is the 15th of November 2025.
Are you hearing?
They sent him to prison this morning. He was arrested on the 13th, the day before yesterday. He was sent to prison this morning. This is happening right in our eyes.
You see?
Nigerians, let's make this man popular.
What is this?
The only shoes you
Nigerians, So yesterday, being the 14th of November 2025, the Nigerian Army convoy was attacked yesterday around 5 p.m.
Listen.
I know say, I don't hear yimu about the attack, but I won't give you the full gist and all the lies spreading on social media right now. You know the story? I know they post fake story here. So, the military convoy was attacked near Sabongere in Damboa yesterday around 5 p.m. The convoy was heading to Bongri. Then ISWAP intercepted them there and opened fire on them. It was a mixed convoy of the Nigerian Army and CJTF. And they give you details of what happened, the details of everything that went down yesterday. So as they opened fire on the Nigerian military convoy, we lost 2 gallant officers yesterday, 2 gallant military personnel, and 2 CJTF members. May their gallant soul rest in perfect peace. This one now what happened yesterday. So and social media they see some posts say the ISWAP kidnapped Nigeria general or brigade general. That one will be true. Although I can confirm to you that these people they went away with our ammunition. That one.
Do you hear that? The Boko Haram.
They went away with our motorcycle, like military machine now. Armor tank, they carry things come out.
Oh, you hear them?
Carry things come out. But in that case of them kidnapping a brigade commander, that one is not true. You don't understand? As they attack that convoy, you know, say the attack don't happen now, so everybody must take cover. So the brigade commander took cover. You don't understand? So after the attack, after every, he can't come back on foot. He returned to the base. I tell you right now that the brigade commander is there in the base. He returned to the base on foot. So every rumor.
I am not showing the video because of there is blood on it. So I can't show it on my YouTube page because the blood page is down.
It is not true. It is not true. It is false. The brigade commander was not kidnapped.
We don't care whether it's because they are the one killing people.
Now, come and see how Nigerian government rules. And haters of Igbos will not see this. And that is why Nigeria will keep getting worse.
Look at them, they swap, the bandits.
Young men on my screen.
Yes.
These are I called them the other day. I discovered that if I post video on TikTok, they will say I came against community standards. So I started making inquiry. They say the words I'm using. They call them real name on terror. When I say terror, now you know what it means. Terror. These guys went as far as roasting human body to chow. Hunger don't wire them. They don't see food to eat. They can't roast human body. They eat them. Nigerian government will not trace them. I want you to know how Nigeria rolls, and that is why we say we can't be part of such corrupt entity.
That is why we exist.
Government will never trace you. We never trace them doing this kind of a thing, you know. But Nigerian government can easily trace Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Do you know what it took Nigerian government?
And trace him.
If Nigerian government is
trace Simon
the way they are in everything, Nigeria will be better than the United States of America. I say United States of America. Is United States of America the best country on earth? Which country? Okay, Gaddafi is no longer alive, no longer Libya. Because before the death of Gaddafi, Libya had the best economy.
This convoy that you are seeing, they are going for wedding, no? Not a normal human being wedding. Kidnappers wedding. Kidnappers. Bandit wedding. The people killing people, they are going for their wedding. See the convoy. And this is not in the bush. You see, from a tire road. This is a normal road. You see big man. You see big man. You see our Nigerian Senate. You see him. You see him. Sir, you see him.
These are the bandits. These are the Boko Haram people going for wedding in Nigeria.
When you have this, when you wear this color, first, people respect you. First, they say we are the giant of Africa.
Now the fake
when
now.
you wear this, they say but now when you wear this, you are nobody.
Look
when
at
you
it.
have this passport now.
The Boko Haram
want to accept you. Why?
Are
because
going for the look at they are going for occasion tradition. They are going to marry someone.
There is nothing to write home about. Nothing.
And somebody give the other
nothing to write home about.
behind the marriage.
The only time Nigerian police is active.
So our
7 people are lying on this grave. And by God's grace, we are going to build this grave. It's yet to be built because people are still mourning. People are still in trauma. My fellow brothers, as I'm here, people were crying. Why should Sheikh Gumi open his mouth and say it was an empty corpse? All Nigerian lawyers, I'm begging you in the name of Jesus Christ, those that have the heart of Christ, the Son, we are going to sue Sheikh Gumi, and this place, they are going to guide it. I've told the security, the youth, all the youth, make sure you guard it because Fulani terrorists are still coming back to come and remove the corpse.
Okay.
So that to prove to their sheikh that it was an empty corpse. So another one has been raised. All Birom youth should be on red alert. War is on ground already. Sheikh Gumi has said war. We are in pain, but he has more pain to us. 27 people are on the ground. And he said it's an empty cross.
27 people. And Sheikh Gumi went to talk and said there's this empty ground. Like one of those who said that what I'm doing is AI. That is how you know them. 27 people are just on that particular point where he is right now. 27 people is what they buried there. And the Sheikh Gumi will open and say that there is nobody there, it's an empty land. They will tell that no, people buy empty gaskets and carry it out. Could you imagine such a country? Is it a country? That is why I told you that the meaning of one Nigeria that British give to us is a death sentence. I am backing up my program. That is why I am bringing all these things to you. I am doing what? Backing up the why British blocking Biafra in 1967 to these days. Why is this the problem that we are facing today? So you can see how people are crying and how people are dying every day. Look at the Christians, their condition.
Make una see Christian, na Christians be this one.
They have left their homes.
They don't correct them from them. They don't get house. They don't get houses again. See the camp where all of them come the camp. Made them for the survive. Now only God and the Americans will help the Christians.
If my people cannot sleep, how can I sleep?
Yes, so.
I have spoken, and God has broken the power of the sickness that was in me, so that He will keep me alive to come and speak on behalf of His people. My fellow brothers, United Kingdom, I'm begging you to Asoro. I'm begging you to Washington, D.C. White House. Bush should address Trump. Trump should address, please, his focus into Nigeria. Because terrorism is taking over Nigeria. They are busy inviting people from Central Africa, Senegal, and other places to come and take over.
I hope you're hearing it.
Make una see Christian, na Christians be this one. They are home. They don't correct them from them.
They have collected their home from their hands. Look at where they are. Everywhere is IDP camp. And their plan is that after they have finished this IDP camp, they have chased them away. They will now, it will be easy for them to go into the IDP camp and massacre them once. Once they finish, it's two-phase. Once they finish their houses and they run into IDP, then it is very easy for them to go into IDP camp and wipe them away. That is the phase 2 that you will start seeing very soon. The first one is that make sure that you burn down their houses, burn down their shops, destroy their farms, let them run into IDP camp. Once they run inside IDP camp, then we will come there very easily and level them. That is phase 2 of this mission that you are seeing. So I am doing all this to prove to you that what we are doing is not propaganda. That what we are doing is the reason that is happening. That people are crying, people are dying. It's only Biafra will serve what is coming in Nigeria, what is happening now. So let us continue on our movement. On the documents that what makes Biafra not become a country. Not that Ojukwu failed, Ojukwu did not fail. It's all about sponsoring from British and doing diplomatic movement for the on behalf of Nigeria. Telling countries, British use their hand to bring countries that are coming to support Nigeria. Britain used their hand to bring countries that supported Nigeria. Please hit the like button. Let the message go viral. Let the message go viral. So please hit the like button. Do not just watch without hitting the like button. Please, I beg you to do that. Hit the like button. Let us increase the like button. If it's the first time coming, you will see a 3 dot in front of you. Click on that 3 dots. It will open. You will see like and share. Do that because we are bringing all this to let the world know why Biafran people said. So this was the plan of British to us. But because of Chukwu Okabia, because of God who lives in heaven, and he saw Jesus Christ, they said no. By using Ojukwu to know that we are not going to accept that. Ogonna, you're welcome. Using Ojukwu to prove it to them. So we must continue. We are still on the document, remember.
Was by becoming a major supplier of arms. Continued arms sales. The British Labour government, led by Prime Minister Harold Wilson, maintained and even increased the supply of weapons and ammunition to the FMG, effectively abandoning an initial stance of neutrality. The supplies included millions of rounds of ammunition, rifles, mortars, and armoured personnel carriers. Strategic justification. Officially, Britain claimed it was merely fulfilling long-standing contracts, but the volume of the shipments was sufficient to give the Nigerian Federal Army the decisive military edge needed to defeat the Biafran forces and retake the oil-rich regions. 2.
Because of oil.
And UN pressure.
Everything because of oil is what Britain, what they did, and what they are doing to us today.
And prevented the issue from gaining traction in key international bodies. Lobbying states. British diplomats intensely lobbied the governments of the United States and other Western powers to ensure they did not recognize Biafra, arguing that it would only prolong the war and destabilize West Africa. Blocking at the UN, London successfully worked to keep the conflict categorized as an internal Nigerian matter, thus preventing the United Nations UN from taking any formal action that might have legitimized Biafra's claim to statehood or forced a ceasefire. 3. Propaganda and psychological warfare. To counter the enormous international sympathy Biafra gained due to famine and suffering, Britain helped the FMG control the narrative. Countering genocide claims, Biafran propaganda, facilitated by the Swiss media establishment Mark Press, was highly effective at drawing attention to the humanitarian catastrophe. British officials worked to help the FMG improve the presentation of its policies, denying or downplaying accusations of genocide. International Observer Team. Britain strongly pushed the FMG to accept a team of international observers, from the UK, Canada, Sweden, OAU, etc., into FMG-controlled territory. The subsequent reports from these observers, which stated that no government-led campaign of genocide was occurring, were then widely used by the British government to justify its continued arms supply and rebut international public pressure for an arms embargo.
Do you hear something? Please, number to call is +9 7 3 60 51 3 7. I repeat, +9 7 3 60 51 3 7. That is my number. In case if you want to call, the line is open. Based on this that we are doing and things that are happening in Nigeria. The solution of it is Donald Trump to officially recognize Biafra now that we have a government. Now that Biafra has been redeclared, by our Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi Orebeze, who are the head of the Biafran movement right now, who is the one that are in charge as Deputy Prime Minister of the United States of Biafra. So please, we are calling on America to recognize Biafra. The criteria of stakehood that on the Multi-Video Convention of 1933, we have met those criteria, that 4 particular criteria to after declaration of a new country that make you a country, a stakeholder, or a new country that was declared. Which number 1 is a permanent population. The Biafran people in our homeland, in the country of Biafra, we have over 50 million people who voted for Biafra. Yes, the number to call again is +9 7 3 60 51 337. Again, +97 3 60 51 337. And I also want to let you know that we are looking for support on this page to get laptop. Please. So when we come, we will put all these videos on the laptop, you will see it. We also put the document that we are reading on the screen, not read from the other phone. So the whole world will see what we are reading. So British, we know that we have grabbed the hand on that their secret documents that they use to deceive people against us. That's the amalgamation that they know that it's not true, that we're not one people, that they met on us. Yes, please, my friend from America, go on and do that. Please go on and do that. So now, because of you, I am going to play the full document. I will not say a word in case anybody want to record it for a reason. Or this document. I have many of all this, and that is, if you go down through my page, you will see I am dealing with Britain and their lies. I am reading all the secret document of Britain and how to build a new country, the criterias. That is what I do on this page. And also showing videos of the killings of the Christians, the genocide killing of the Christians that is going on right now in Nigeria. That's what I do here. So if you can support us through Super Chats, you will. You can ask us our private contacts. What I need is laptop. And I also thank those that has been contributing. Like I said, the money is not yet reached to what we want. So that is why you never see us with the laptop. We said, I want Apple laptop. Please support us. You can give us Super Chat. You can contact me through my private line. Anything you can do, or even if you can buy it and got my contact and wave it to me through DHL in country where I am, honestly, I will welcome that. I need your support on issue of laptop because of a country where I am, the kind of how things it is for me. So please, I urge you, I pleaded with all those that are following me on this page to help to let us reach the agreement of this laptop of a thing. So we can use it to be putting all these things on the screen. So it will be there. So we can use mouse and be following it to read when we're reading it. So people will see the importance of it. So please right now, do not call me for now until I finish playing this document. So if you want to record it, please get ready to record and send to any local media. That is how you can help. We call it a political pressure. That is how you can help us to let the world know what we are passing through, and also let the world understand that we have re-declared Biafra. And the criteria on the UN Charter, Montevideo Convention, Geneva Convention, and Vienna Convention, we have met all these criteria. The criteria is for a permanent population of people. Number 2, divine territory. The Biafran people, we have 40 states that's made up of Biafra as a new country today. Then we also have effective governments that are ready, that have capacity. Number 4, capacity to enter into relation with other old existing countries. We have met these 4 standard criteria. To prove it to you, on November 4th, 2025, the government conducted election of governor and deputy in the 3 states that made up of these 40 states. We conducted our election in Ikemba, Odimegu, and Omambla. The video is everywhere in social media. The election. Moreover, when you go to X, you will see a video of Biafrans who come out to vote. This is how to prove you have effective governments that are controlling his people and taking care of it, despite that our territory is being occupied by this killer called Nigeria that are killing indigenous people who are Christians and the real Muslims. These are truth. These are all passing through. So now I am playing the document without saying a word.
Britain strongly opposed the international recognition of Biafra during the Nigerian Civil War, 1967 to 1970, primarily to protect its significant economic interests, chiefly oil, and to maintain the integrity of the Nigerian state which it had created as a major post-colonial power. Reasons for British opposition. The British government's policy of supporting the federal military government, FMG of Nigeria, and opposing Biafran secession was driven by 3 core interconnected interests. 1. Oil and economic interests. Protecting Shell BP. The most critical factor was the need to safeguard the vast investments of the Anglo-Dutch oil company Shell BP, now Shell, which had its most vital installations and oil reserves located in the eastern region, Biafra. Royalties. The British government preferred to deal with a single, stable federal government for oil contracts and royalties, rather than a fragmented Nigeria, where oil flow could be disrupted, or contracts renegotiated by a new Biafran state. Declassified documents show that protecting this important stake was the dominant factor in policy formulation. Fuel security. The British economy was also keen to keep Nigerian oil flowing to mitigate domestic oil shortfalls caused by Middle East instability, particularly following the 1967 Six-Day War. 2. Maintaining one Nigeria. Legacy of decolonization. Britain, as the former colonial power, had created Nigeria as a unified state. They saw the country's unity as vital for its post-colonial influence and stability in the region. Precedent for secession. London feared that recognizing Biafra would set a disastrous precedent for other fragile post-colonial African states, leading to further tribal fragmentation and instability across the continent, which was contrary to British foreign policy goals. 3. Diplomatic and political alignments. Commonwealth. Supporting the FMG was seen as maintaining a relationship with a major Commonwealth nation and avoiding a deep diplomatic crisis with Lagos. International stance. Britain aligned its policy with the general stance of the Organization of African Unity, OAU, which strongly opposed post-colonial border changes and secessionist movements. Methods used to block recognition. Britain used a combination of direct military support and sophisticated diplomatic and propaganda efforts to undermine Biafra's international standing and help the FMG crush the secession. 1. Military and arms support. The most direct way Britain supported the FMG and undermined Biafra's capacity for statehood was by becoming a major supplier of arms. Continued arms sales. The British Labour government, led by Prime Minister Harold Wilson, maintained and even increased the supply of weapons and ammunition to the FMG, effectively abandoning an initial stance of neutrality. The supplies included millions of rounds of ammunition, rifles, mortars, and armored personnel carriers. Strategic justification. Officially, Britain claimed it was merely fulfilling long-standing contracts, but the volume of the shipments was sufficient to give the Nigerian Federal Army the decisive military edge needed to defeat the Biafran forces and retake the oil-rich regions. 2. Diplomatic and UN pressure. Britain actively discouraged other nations from recognizing Biafra and prevented the issue from gaining traction in key international bodies. Lobbying states. British diplomats intensely lobbied the governments of the United States and other Western powers to ensure they did not recognize Biafra, arguing that it would only prolong the war and destabilize West Africa. Blocking at the UN. London successfully worked to keep the conflict categorized as an internal Nigerian matter, thus preventing the United Nations UN from taking any formal action that might have legitimized Biafra's claim to statehood or forced a ceasefire. 3. Propaganda and psychological warfare. To counter the enormous international sympathy Biafra gained due to famine and suffering, Britain helped the FMG control the narrative. Countering genocide claims. Biafran propaganda, facilitated by the Swiss media establishment Mark Press, was highly effective at drawing attention to the humanitarian catastrophe. British officials worked to help the FMG improve the presentation of its policies, denying or downplaying accusations of genocide. International Observer Team. Britain strongly pushed the FMG to accept a team of international observers, from the UK, Canada, Sweden, OAU, etc., into FMG-controlled territory. The subsequent reports from these observers, which stated that no government-led campaign of genocide was occurring, were then widely used by the British government to justify its continued arms supply and rebut international public pressure for an arms embargo.
I hope you had it. Nobody sanctioned Nigeria for over genocide executed in Biafra land. Because of who? British. Now, when we call British evil, do we know how to call them evil? Any name we call British people today is what they are, because they make us to lose over 5 million Biafrans in that genocidal war, that they use hunger blockage to kill our people. So when you go down to the histories of what we are doing today, then you see the reason why Biafra is not a country, because of interest of British, because of oil that we have in our land. That is the only reason why you have that thing called One Nigeria. If there is no oil, if there is no mineral resources that British think that is more value to them more than us, nobody could have answered One Nigeria today. If there is no amalgamation, what is the essence of this amalgamation? The essence of amalgamation is to take our oil. So you are one Nigeria because of oil. So when we say that British is evil, they are evil, they are greedy, they are selfish interests. There is nothing bad that British represent bad, everything bad. That name starts from B, British. They represent what? Bad. That is what they represent. Bad people. British. So, let us go into our analysis again from where we stop. Because of the interest of when British come in the 18th century and find out there is oil, they rush come and build Anglo-Dutch Oil Company, Shell, in Nigeria. They first find out there is oil. There are no resources. They did what? They build company. If there is no oil, can British build Anglo-Dutch Oil Company called Shell BP right now? Now they call it Shell. If there is no oil in the eastern region, can British build this company? How many countries in the world are the British build their company like what they build in Africa, moreover, in our own area? If there is no oil, can you answer One Nigeria? What is meaning of amalgamation? The meaning of amalgamation is what? the meaning of amalgamation is oil that is in Biafra land. That is what brought amalgamation of one Nigeria. When there is no oil, there was no amalgamation. So, when you see what we are passing through and why we are reading all these documents, I am presenting it to you, then you will see why they allow over 5 million people died, and they continue today. Because of what? To protect the interests of oil. Let's start afresh again.
Britain strongly opposed the international recognition of Biafra during the Nigerian Civil War, 1967 to 1970, primarily to protect its significant economic interests, chiefly oil, and to maintain the integrity of the Nigerian state which it had created as a major post-colonial power. Reasons for British opposition. The British government's policy of supporting the federal military government, FMG of Nigeria, and opposing Biafran secession was driven by three core interconnected interests.
Listen to the interests.
Oil and economic interests. Protecting Shell BP. The most critical factor was the need to safeguard the vast investments of the Anglo-Dutch oil company Shell BP, now Shell, which had its most vital installations and oil reserves located in the eastern region, Biafra. Royalties. The British government preferred to deal with a single, stable federal government for oil contracts and royalties, rather than a fragmented Nigeria where oil flow could be disrupted, or contracts renegotiated by a new Biafran state. Declassified documents show that protecting this important stake was the dominant factor in policy formulation.
Do you hear it? That the document shows, that is the document we are reading today. That this is the document. The British government preferred to deal with a single stable federal government for oil contracts. Because of oil, that is why British killed the indigenous people. Because of oil, that is why we are asking America. That is why we are asking Canada, who has already knew that British lied to them, that they are the first people to tag Nigeria APC and PDP, terrorist group, terrorist party. Also indicate that Nigeria is a terrorist country. That's why we are calling to call out Britain, ask them for them to pay for the blood of the innocent Biafrans. They have been wasted in 1967 till today. Do you know that before the 1967, that in 1910, that British was in our territory fighting our men that's called the Ekumeku warriors. This is our history. It is clear that was nothing like Igbo coup. That is how they will expose themselves. And they will continue. So, going back to where I am right now. Then, before the invasion of 1914, British destroyed the warriors of Ekumeku warrior that are also destroying the Aro Chukwu that are guiding us. That is why we told that this British did a lot of evil thing to us. It's unacceptable. They started from us from day one by killing us. So they have many things to do. Who is that Mohammed? Do I have time to? I don't have time to let inconsequential people. Please, when you comment again, remind me. It does Mohammed is name now. They are the Fulani jihadists that are killing people. Once I see him, I will block him. I never see him. Or maybe I'll pass his comments. Okay, my brother, I said, don't mind them. So, anybody call Mohammed who come here to write, know that he is a Fulani jihad. Those that the British handed over to kill. This is those that are killing indigenous people today. Anybody who answer Mohammed who come to attack here in what we are doing now, After the British has done all this and give them the power, British said they prefer one-mind people. That's the Biafran people will not allow them to take the oil. So in their documents, they show that protecting the importance of the oil is one of the most fastest thing that makes them to do what? To call Nigeria as a country and support Nigeria, and they block Biafran people for getting international recognition. Now what happened? The British fuel insecurity. The British people did what? The British, because of the economy, to keep Nigeria warm, they bring insecurity in our area. That's why I told that all the killing that is going on today was being sponsored by British, handed it over to Fulani jihadists who want to Islamize people, who would be killing people and be shouting Akbar or whatever they might be shouting. Did Allah ask you to kill anybody for him? Allah who created those people and keep them in their ancestral land. Because of the interest of Britain, that is why you see all we are passing through today.
Fuel security. The British economy was also keen to keep Nigerian oil flowing to mitigate domestic oil shortfalls caused by Middle East instability, particularly following the 1967 Six-Day War.
British on their own take 6 days to fight Biafran people in 1967. Why? To make sure that the business that they give to British, they give to the French jihadists continues. To make sure, that is why Britain single-handedly sponsored Nigeria with equipment to wipe us away. But look at it today. We are richer more than them, despite taking the money of oil and the gold. Because we did not believe in oil. We believe in using our hand to hustle what we can use to survive. Please remember to like and share. Remember to, if it touches you, to give us super chats to complete money to get our laptop. You can do that. You have a call. Let us know who is calling. Yes, so my sister, good evening from here. You're welcome, Wanda.
Hey, good afternoon, sir.
Yes, you're welcome. It's been long. You are busy so much. I can see.
It has not been easy for me.
Honestly.
I'll just join before I know it. Something will take me off again.
No problem.
And by the time I will come back, you're already through.
Yeah.
I just called to encourage you because I've been following, even when I will not be full listening, but later I normally play it to get more informed. I want to say thank you so much. Thank you so much. You know, we've not really realized what you have started doing for us. The time is coming for us to fully grasp. Because all these things, you are debunking and exposing the lies that have held us hostage for how many years? Believing the lies instead of accepting the truth. And still, so many people are still into the deceit and the lies of Britain. Britain has been so wicked. In fact, they are so wicked to Igbos. They are very, very wicked to Igbos.
To people of Eastern region. Exactly.
Yes. They have been taking oil even since I was born. Nobody disturbed them. They have been taking it, enjoying it, building their countries and everything. Okay, now we said, let us be on our own. We're not even depriving you of the oil. because we have everything it takes to be on our own to build our country. Allow us to be, and you are still killing us again. What kind of wickedness is it? And you are doing all these things. You've forgotten that you have your own children. You have generation. That everything you meted for other people will one way or the other come back to you.
Exactly.
Look at what Nigeria is doing to Mars. How can you go and invoke, that is, wake up the law that you trashed away, that you think that it will favor you? You say this law it will not help you to what you want to achieve. You trash it away. You dump it in the dustbin. In fact, you buried it. And because of Nnamdi Kanu, you now went back to want to assume the law to judge him. For what? Have you assumed it to judge your own people? And it is the same Britain that gave them this idea.
It's them now.
Because on their own, they will not have this idea. It is the same Britain. I don't know what these people want from us.
They want to wipe us
have killed us
away.
enough.
But Suku will come and pass them.
Because they are not the one that created us. There is no way you, even if they kill and he remain a remnant, as he remains, that remnant will still stand up and fight them. Because eziokwu anaghị ekpuchi aka. Anaghị ekpuchi eziokwu aka. Because since how many years you've been killing these people? You deny them all the life blessings that God gave to them. Still, you are not okay. That means what you're doing that you are passing the baton to your children, children. Because it is the children and the children of those people that started this thing, this war with us, that are still continuing it.
Yes.
Now, what do they want us to do? And the area that it pains me most is that our people that are supposed to understand and know that your life is at stake. Even if you support them, at the end you support them to get what they want. At the end, they will still eliminate you. Because they will still see you, they have used you to destroy your people. As they have used you to destroy your people, there is no way they will trust you. Because they will say, if you can have the mind to destroy your own, meaning that they are not safe, they cannot entrust their life and everything in you. They cannot. They cannot. So why are you joining them to destroy your own? If you destroy your own, where will you go? Where will you go? Even if you said you want to live in Britain and die there, your children still remain a migrant. There is no way they will have inheritance like the owners of the land. And when time comes, they will still enslave your children. Your generation will still be enslaved. I don't know. When I heard how Nnamdi Kanu was captured and was rendition, and it is our own brother.
Yes, no.
All the money you gathered, you use political appointments, governorship of Anambra State to exchange your brother.
And after they did not give you. After not even his life, they did not. He would not be able to get the governorship. And he's not alive.
And his generation can never get it. Now, where he is, he will be crying, had I known. Whereas, it is had I known that you should have think of before embarking on the journey. Look at Joe Ibokwe. A very stupid. In fact, that man don't deserve to live. He don't deserve to live. It's just that God is so merciful.
God is leaving them for them to witness Biafra. So they will go and hang themselves. That is why they're still alive.
They will hang.
Yes, that is why they're still alive.
They will hang. These people have really dealt with evils. these people have really dealt with you. I'm telling you. Hope was of them. Now everything they have promised you, they are now digging ground, drawing your gas from Lagos, empowering Lagos, taking it to Cotonou, down to where they are going.
Now, down to they have passed Morocco. Right now, they are past Morocco.
Now, where you are in your own, even if they give you to citizenship from eternity in Britain, what of if you die? Your children, they will still tell them they are not part of them. There is no way. I don't know why our people do not want to reason. Because anything we are not able to achieve now, I'm not sure that we will be able to achieve it again. But God will help us. We will overcome all the hurdles. We will overcome all the troubles. And we will arrive safely. It is God that are pioneering this vehicle. And God will take it to where it's supposed to be. So, sir, I want to encourage you the more. Keep up the good work. I know it's not easy, but God will continue to strengthen you.
You said?
Again, continue to expose them. Let the world know. Thank God that Nigeria are they are now understanding why Nnamdi Kanu was fighting.
Yes, now.
They are now understanding. You know, everything, knowledge is very, very powerful. Anything you do not know is bigger than you. It's bigger than you. Many of them condemn the detention of Nnamdi Kanu in DSS till today. They condemn it. Even in my office, some of the Yorubas, they were saying it that it's not fair. How can you be romancing with terrorists and somebody that is saving life, that is the person you want to kill? That is not fair. But they will talk in the mouth now. They are not in government. They don't have the power. That is all. But if anything that human being condemns here on earth, Bible says is condemned in heaven. As earth has condemned it, so heaven has condemned it. And so God will fight for us. And God will release Nnamdi Kanu for us. Because there is no any other hope. Our hope is in God. And that is where, as we've been hoping on God, from time immemorial, our faith and our hope can never fail. And I know that God will never disappoint us because I have never seen anyone he disappoint. He will still do that which makes him God. And then Nnamdi Kanu will be vindicated and released. So that is our prayer.
Yeah.
No matter what they want to invoke, no matter law, whatever they buried and they want to go and resurrect it, if they resurrect it, that law will still destroy them. Because a costless cannot be cost. Onye ọnwụ na aka ya dị ọcha, onweghị ihe na-eme ya. Aka Nnamdi Kanu dị ọcha, and God will continue to vindicate him. Aka Maazị Samuel Ikpa dị ọcha, and God will continue to vindicate him and bring them out for us.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So, sir, thank you so much.
Thank you for calling also. Thank you.
You are doing a very great work for us because most of these things that we do not know, you are opening our eyes to be able to know, and we are grabbing it. And the knowledge is growing.
Imagine Britain single-handedly block us, concoct all lies. They even use the hand, they run propaganda against us.
That is what. Do you know that the enmity between Igbos and Yorubas and between Igbos and Hausa, even Fulani, are being caused by Britain?
Yes, they are the one.
They are the one that caused it. Because nobody was able to debunk the lies all this while. People now, when the lie continue for several years, it will seem to become truth.
Exactly.
So people will now believe it as truth. Not now that God is using some of you people to be able to bring those things into open, so that people are now seeing where the problem is coming from, how the lies was concocted, and how everything was framed up. God will continue to vindicate us, and God will continue to make us that which He wants us to be. There is nobody that can stop it. You see this Biafra of a thing, all their China.
Yes, so.
Onye na-achọghị ya ga-ahụ ọgụ transfọma ọgụ transfọma were osisi dupụta ya n'ebe ahụ were ya tinye na 6 feet ihe o deserve. So they don't have any choice. Bible says whatever we agree there on earth is agreed in heaven. We, the Igbos, have unilaterally agreed that yes, we want Biafra, and that is how it will be. Nothing can stop it.
Yes, so you say. Thank you so much for calling. Thank you so much. Because the document is so long, we can only handle 1 and 2 today. From tomorrow, we'll continue from where we stop.
Okay.
Yes, that is it.
Just gradually, so that it will be sinking.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah. So, my people of Biafra, you can see. Do you know that British on their own, if you go to the video of the Biafran War, you will see British leading Nigeria government, Nigeria military, killing Biafran people in their homes, chase them out, wipe them away. That is the atrocity that Britain did. And the Syrian propaganda, the countries that wanted to talk about the genocide that went in Biafran War, countries like Sweden, Canada, they went in there, bribed them, they lobbied them, let them don't talk about it, forget about it, we're in charge, we're in control. They lied to them that these people that we are dealing with, they want to generate many countries in Africa. But today, the case is reversed. That is why Canada is first country ever that called APC terror, called PDP terror. They are the first people that did that. So that is why I am calling on Canada also to continuously standing on the side of Biafran people. Also, give us the recognition. Then we will build our country. Then we will stop the insecurity that Britain brought to us. Britain from day one brought divide and rule to us. Britain from day one, by 1910, British has already been fighting Biafran people. They have already been fighting Eastern region. Because on this Eastern region that you have Arochukwu, you have the warriors of Ekumeku warrior, leads to Agidu Noba. Britain come. Britain use their equipment, their weapon, destroy these men. How do they do it? They divide our people. The sabotage you are seeing today, this thing you see, Ogen, Kere, Sonia, Kurawa, Chiamaka, all these people that are sabotaging this government right now did not start today. It started before, after First World War. Sabotaging of Eastern region start from then. And those sabotage was giving birth are these people like Chiamaka Jere, who go 247, and all of them are seeing today, that are speaking from both sides of their mouths. And those that don't know the road of freedom, they claim they know it. So they use our own people and the Fulani jihadists in 1912, in 1910, in 1911, in 1913 to December 1913, when they used Fulani jihadists and some of our own Igbo people in the southeast to destroy the warriors of Ekumeku warrior. Go and check the history. I have read it here. I have presented that document to you. After they destroyed them on November 13, 1913, when they destroyed the warriors of Ekumeku warrior, the amalgamation happened on 1914, because those that will stop them, British first foremost wiped them out. They wiped the warriors of the Kumiko warrior out. They destroyed everything. They destroyed the arrow Chuku. That's what they did before they can be able to do this amalgamation. That is why they have so much hatred on. They see that we are that people that we are not bowing down to anybody. Rather, we want everybody to live as when they come, they told us that we are too Republican in nature, that we are too democracy in nature, that they don't like it. That they want those that can intimidate people and happen to be those that want to kill people, happen to be the Fulani jihadists, and in the agreement, they'll tell them, the only way you can Islamize Nigeria is by killing the indigenous people, chase them away. We will support you. And they support them. That is why if British, if UK or London, whatever name that you may call to know that they are the one that we're talking about, for them chance to know that we're talking about Queen Elizabeth and their plans of Ferdinand Lugard and his cohort, Prime Minister, to know. If they say that what we are saying is not true, why after all this killing is going on in the north right now, okay, if you hate Biafran people, why don't you use what is going on in the north to sanction Nigeria, to put them on a kind of particular consign? You cannot, because who you are was being made by the Fulanese, and you are the one that made the Fulanese who they are today, the Fulani jihadist caliphate. That is what we are seeing. How do they maintain one Nigeria? Look at it. Maintaining one Nigeria. How do they maintain it? British maintain one Nigeria. Let us see how they maintain what? One Nigeria.
2. Maintaining one Nigeria. Legacy of decolonization. Britain, as the former colonial power, had created Nigeria as a unified state. They saw the country's unity as vital for its post-colonial influence and stability in the region. Precedent for secession. London feared that recognizing Biafra would set a disastrous precedent for other fragile post-colonial African states, leading to further tribal fragmentation and instability across the continent, which was contrary to British foreign policy goals.
Do you hear that? Do you see why we are dying? Do you see why we are dying today? Because of only interest of British in oil. That Biafran people will stop them from having the oil. Chai. We are asking the world, are you hearing this? Are you seeing what we're passing through? Do you remember what happened in 1933, in 1967 to 1970, this day that Biafran people are dying, crying for grant us recognition under your self-determination UN Charter that was only meant for white people, that was not meant for black man, that was not meant for Biafran people, that was not meant for Igbo people. You created all this envy and jealousness against us. You created hatred that people have on us. British, what is offense? Our offense. Our offense is that God give us our own resources. We did not take your own. We did not take your own, any of your mineral resources, rather you are doing to pack our own. From when I was a child, before I was born, you have been taking this oil. And it's not enough to you. Our offense is that God give us a ancestral land and where he put us. That is our offense. British. Lugard and his family. Queen Elizabeth and his family. Our offense is that we are Biafran people. That we are in our own territory. To use what we have to build ourselves, you say no. That we deserve to die. That death you wish us, that death you give to us, shall surely come back to you. British will experience what Biafran people are experiencing today. You must experience sabotage. You must experience insecurity. You must experience kidnapping. You must experience harvesting of organs. You must experience killing without no reason. And the world we abandon you. The way the world we keep silent. The way the world will talk against you. Evil, British, satanic, demonic, sucking blood. That's what you care for because of you want oil. That is why we told, for me, the self-defense of the UN Charter, America, your UN Charter, they concentrate on you. And today, Amina Mohammed, a president of UN, is sitting comfortably, still believe in those lies that British told them in 1963 to 1970. They still believe in that secret documents about us that British keep in the UN. They still believe in that secret document that British keep against our will, where British destroy us, write lies against our history. That is what UN is using today against us. They are using it against us, my people. We are calling America we are calling all the countries in the world that have their own independence to question British of the killing, question UK Parliament of the killing of the Christians in Nigeria. Why are they not talking? That is why the Biafra people have stood up and said no, that we must exit Nigeria. And we have exited Nigeria finally on November 29, 2024, with name United States of Biafra as a sovereign state. A declaration is a step one for a sovereign state to prove, to send a very vital notification to the world that a new country has emerged. That is what we did. And nobody will stop us. As the former colonial power had created Nigeria as unfailed state, they saw the country unity as vital for its post-colonial influence and stability in the region. They only saw it and believed that only these Fulani jihadis that are going to give power are the ones going to keep it for them to continuously making our oil. Today, Nigeria, is it stable? Is instability what we're experiencing everywhere? Because of what? The plan that British had. And they thought that they can control it. There is no way, because those you give it cannot allow you to take it out from them anymore. Rather, now that you have empowered them, now that you have equipped them, they will use those things to attack you. They are always able to settle down. They thought that it's going to be easy for them to Islamize us, so they can be able to attack you and chase you away. That's what they will do. They will later do what Afghanistan did to America to you, Britain, UK. You see these foreign jihadis that you have been growed in our own and ask them to kill us. They will, when they find out that they cannot be able to do it, they will turn back on you. They only want to make Nigeria a safe haven for themselves so they can be able to attack all of you in the future. Because you, Britain, I don't know whether you are an Islamic country. Are you? If you are not, they see you the way they saw Christians. It's turn by turn. You are turned, we might start by next year. Maybe you are implementing law to send migrants away. That is where the problem will start. It is coming. You will experience it the way we are experiencing it. Presented for secession, London famed that the organization of Biafra will set a distraction to their plan. In London famed that the organization of Biafra will set a disastrous precedent for other few post-colonial African states. Do you see their lie? That we are going to make Africa to have numerous countries. And by that time, nobody will colonize anybody again. Do you see that? And the power will not be where they kept it. The power will not be in the hands of these Boko Haram people. They gave the power. That is why they did all. That is why they allow over 5 million people die in 3 years. And after that, it continues till today. Today, those that they use fight us has been experiencing it. That's why that we said no. That we are peace-loving people. That we are forgiving spirit people. That we don't want anybody to die. Let's pray not for that. The whole people they used to fight us is what? How come? How far now? How far is going on today? So my people, you see how British destroy Biafra. Eh? And the claiming, lying to people that we are going to brought many countries into Africa. That is number one lie they dish out. So my people, we must continue what we are doing because what we are doing is our right. Please, tomorrow, we may continue. But before we go that, I will play it finished.
3. Diplomatic and political alignments. Commonwealth. Supporting the FMG was seen as maintaining a relationship with a major Commonwealth nation and avoiding a deep diplomatic crisis with Lagos. International stance. Britain aligned its policy with the general stance of the Organization of African Unity, OAU, which strongly opposed post-colonial border changes and secessionist movements. Methods used to block recognition. Britain used a combination of direct military support and sophisticated diplomatic and propaganda efforts to undermine Biafra's international standing and help the FMG crush the secession. 1. Military and arms support. The most direct way Britain supported the FMG and undermined Biafra's capacity for statehood was by becoming a major supplier of arms. Continued arms sales. The British Labour government, led by Prime Minister Harold Wilson, maintained and even increased the supply of weapons and ammunition to the FMG, effectively abandoning an initial stance of neutrality. The supplies included millions of rounds of ammunition, rifles, mortars, and armored personnel carriers. Strategic justification. Officially, Britain claimed it was merely fulfilling long-standing contracts, but the volume of the shipments was sufficient to give the Nigerian Federal Army the decisive military edge needed to defeat the Biafran forces and retake the oil-rich regions. 2. Diplomatic and UN pressure. Britain actively discouraged other nations from recognizing Biafra and prevented the issue from gaining traction in key international bodies. Lobbying states. British diplomats intensely lobbied the governments of the United States and other Western powers to ensure they did not recognize Biafra, arguing that it would only prolong the war and destabilize West Africa. Blocking at the UN, London successfully worked to keep the conflict categorized as an internal Nigerian matter, thus preventing the United Nations UN from taking any formal action that might have legitimized Biafra's claim to statehood or forced a ceasefire. 3. Propaganda and psychological warfare. To counter the enormous international sympathy Biafra gained due to famine and suffering, Britain helped the FMG control the narrative. Countering genocide claims, Biafran propaganda, facilitated by the Swiss media establishment Mark Press, was highly effective at drawing attention to the humanitarian catastrophe. British officials worked to help the FMG improve the presentation of its policies, denying or downplaying accusations of genocide. International Observer Team. Britain strongly pushed the FMG to accept a team of international observers from the UK, Canada, Sweden, OAU, etc. into FMG-controlled territory. The subsequent reports from these observers, which stated that no government-led campaign of genocide was occurring, were then widely used by the British government to justify its continued arms supply and rebut international public pressure for an arms embargo.
Yes, my people, we are going to end it up here. Tomorrow, we are going to start on number 3. Diplomatic and political of what Britain did to us. You see these people called British, they are so evil. They are demon. Please like, if you're just coming in, the like is on your right hand. You will see a 3 dot in front of you. Open, click that 3 dot towards it. Open, you will see like and share. Please do that. For those that just join us right now, Eric, I see you. I see Ogolu, thank you so much. I see Chidubem, thank you so much. I see Ada, thank you so much for all your comments. I see it. Thank you so much. You are right. You are right. Thank you so much. Listen as I play it again. I see Baba, thank you so much for coming. Listen to this. Why we are here. What Britain did to Biafran people in 1967 to 1970. Why Biafra did not get national recognition and why Biafra becomes a failed state. what caused it? Britain. Look at what they did. Because of what? One interest, oil. If you see anybody who hates Biafra today, it's because of the interest of oil. That is only why they hate Biafra. Nothing more than that. Nothing.
Britain strongly opposed the international recognition of Biafra during the Nigerian Civil War, 1967 to 1970, primarily to protect its significant economic interests, chiefly oil, and to maintain the integrity of the Nigerian state which it had created as a major post-colonial power. Reasons for British opposition. The British government's policy of supporting the Federal Military Government, FMG of Nigeria.
What you see I'm reading is their secret document of what they did. Because you know what they normally do? When it's come to all this, they will hide it from us. They will hide it. Because they said, if you want to hide a truth or a history from Igbo man or from African people, write it in and hide it. They will not research for it. So what I do here every day is to research and bring issue of Britain out. What they did to us. Why that name One Nigeria? And what lead to One Nigeria? Because of interest of oil. That is only why that British did what they did to us.
And opposing Biafran secession was driven by three core interconnected interests. 1. Oil and economic interests. Protecting Shell BP. The most critical factor was the need to safeguard the vast investments of the Anglo-Dutch oil company Shell BP, now Shell, which had its most vital installations and oil reserves located in the eastern region, Biafra. Royalties. The British government preferred to deal with a single, stable federal government for oil contracts and royalties, rather than a fragmented Nigeria where oil flow could be disrupted, or contracts renegotiated by a new Biafran state. Declassified documents show that protecting this important stake was the dominant factor in policy formulation. Fuel security. The British economy was also keen to keep Nigerian oil flowing to mitigate domestic oil shortfalls caused by Middle East instability, particularly following the 1967 Six-Day War. 2. Maintaining One Nigeria. Legacy of decolonization. Britain, as the former colonial power, had created Nigeria as a unified state. They saw the country's unity as vital for its post-colonial influence and stability in the region. Precedent for secession. London feared that recognizing Biafra would set a disastrous precedent for other fragile post-colonial African states, leading to further tribal fragmentation and instability across the continent, which was contrary to British foreign policy goals. 3. Diplomatic and political alignments. Commonwealth. Supporting the FMG was seen as maintaining a relationship with a major Commonwealth nation and avoiding a deep diplomatic crisis with Lagos. International stance. Britain aligned its policy with the general stance of the Organization of African Unity, OAU, which strongly opposed post-colonial border changes and secessionist movements. Methods used to block recognition. Britain used a combination of direct military support and sophisticated diplomatic and propaganda efforts to undermine Biafra's international standing and help the FMG crush the secession. 1. Military and arms support. The most direct way Britain supported the FMG and undermined Biafra's capacity for statehood was by becoming a major supplier of arms. Continued arms sales. The British Labour government, led by Prime Minister Harold Wilson, maintained and even increased the supply of weapons and ammunition to the FMG, effectively abandoning an initial stance of neutrality. The supplies included millions of rounds of ammunition, rifles, mortars, and armored personnel carriers. Strategic justification. Officially, Britain claimed it was merely fulfilling long-standing contracts, but the volume of the shipments was sufficient to give the Nigerian Federal Army the decisive military edge needed to defeat the Biafran forces and retake the oil-rich regions. 2. Diplomatic and UN pressure. Britain actively discouraged other nations from recognizing Biafra and prevented the issue from gaining traction in key international bodies. Lobbying states. British diplomats intensely lobbied the governments of the United States and other Western powers to ensure they did not recognize Biafra, arguing that it would only prolong the war and destabilize West Africa. Blocking at the UN, London successfully worked to keep the conflict categorized as an internal Nigerian matter, thus preventing the United Nations UN from taking any formal action that might have legitimized Biafra's claim to statehood or forced a ceasefire. 3. Propaganda and psychological warfare. To counter the enormous international sympathy Biafra gained due to famine and suffering, Britain helped the FMG control the narrative. Countering genocide claims, Biafran propaganda, facilitated by the Swiss media establishment Mark Press, was highly effective at drawing attention to the humanitarian catastrophe. British officials worked to help the FMG improve the presentation of its policies, denying or downplaying accusations of genocide. International Observer Team. Britain strongly pushed the FMG to accept a team of international observers from the UK, Canada, Sweden, OAU, etc. into FMG-controlled territory. The subsequent reports from these observers, which stated that no government-led campaign of genocide was occurring, were then widely used by the British government to justify its continued arms supply and rebut international public pressure for an arms embargo.
Thank you so much, my people. Please like and share and also subscribe. This is Real Biafra TV. We will be back tomorrow to explain from number 3 of this program until we finish it tomorrow. So please, because of my time, where I am working, so it's my time to have only 30 minutes to prepare for work. So please, bear with me. We have already gone 3 hours maximum already. So I want to thank those that are here from day one. You know what we are doing. British, what they did to us are not acceptable. We must invoke, we must talk until, we must speak until the world sanction Britain. And that genocide, they block when Sweden and Canada come to carry out investigation to put on media on behalf of Biafran people. Nigeria, British lobbied them, London lobbied them to stop, and they go. That is why nobody talk about Biafra genocide, but we must talk about it because it's what British caused to us by amalgamating Nigeria. Is meaning one Nigeria means death sentence to every indigenous people who is Christian in Nigeria. Those that are Christians in Nigeria are indigenous people. One Nigeria means what? Death sentence to anybody who accepted one Nigeria. That is why Biafran people say no, we cannot accept this death sentence. On November 29, 2024, we gathered in Helsinki, Finland, and make official declaration of University of Biafra as a new country. So please, from here, have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for being here. I love you all. One of my people. Thank you. We move.